Hello, everyone. I hope that you all take this well. This video is made in response to a video that I believe was directed to me. I could be very wrong, but it just seems that it could be very strongly. I strongly think that the video that was put out that I'm responding to was for me. Anyhow, first of all, this is my first time with a livestock guardian dog on this property for this specific purpose. Okay. My grandfather had dogs. I grew up with hounds, English foxhounds, Walker coonhounds, and some of the other varieties. We had squirrel dogs. Okay. We had cur dogs, just random dogs on the farm. And the random dogs on the farm took care of all of the stuff. If Grandpa needed help with driving, they drove. If Grandpa needed extra eyes out there at night, they were out there. So this is my first time taking a pure breeding, let me say it that way, of pure breeding for a livestock guardian dog. This is my first time. But I am very well versed in training. I am very well versed in animal behavior. Probably most of your mammals, mostly canine, and then others, but very well versed in canine behavior. I am very well versed in my chickens. Okay. Chickens as a whole have a behavior, but chickens in different environments are different chickens. Pardon me. My chickens are diva chickens. And what I mean by that is I cater to their every need. They have breakfast, they have snacks, they have down times, and then when I come back out, like earlier we did snacks. Oh my gosh, the fish food snacks. We did some peanuts. We did some almonds. I took a couple of bricks and squashed some roasted almonds for them, and they kind of had that as a snack. And then after the hard snack, I went up and took them watermelon because it's starting to get hot again. So anyway, my chickens are divas, and my chickens were traumatized by canines. Neighbor dogs of 3 different sizes and a family of fox. First the mom, and then when the babies started hunting, they came here. Okay. Now, with my behaviorist kind of background and being very well versed in dogs. Now, let me tell you the dog breeds that I have had contact with are many of your higher bred dogs out of the Cincinnati area when I worked at a boarding kennel for a year in Mount Healthy, Cincinnati. In the middle of a projects kind of place. At the very end, there was some property, and the lady bought it, and she built a boarding kennel. Wonderful boarding kennel. I mean, we're talking 4 wings for dogs, smalls and mediums, and then larges, and then extra larges. They were heated floors. I mean, this was back 88, 87, 88, 89. That 3 years that I know of, and it was top of the line boarding facility. It had its own grooming area as well as kennels for the groomers. It also had a cat area, which was all enclosed, just an awesome thing. Okay, let me get rid of that. We don't need that anymore. Okay, so I worked in that part of dogs as well. I cleaned kennels, I washed the laundry. I didn't do the feeding per se. I did pass out the feeding, but she had someone who was like an intern for a vet who was doing like the diets and would mark all the bowls and do all of that. She had groomers that would do the groomings, but I would go in and do bath, brush, ears, and nails and do some light grooming. Um, but exercise time, I was the one going out there exercising. I had some stories where they were pretty good. So I've had that handling. While I was working there, I acquired an Australian Shepherd, and she and I lived a nomadic life. And she was probably the most well rounded, obedient city, rural, wilderness dog I've ever had in my entire life, and will never have another one like her. I mean, even people that have knew of her thought, wow. But she just caught on very quickly. And so I knew very young that she was catching on very quickly. So I would just take her everywhere and let her experience everything because that made her a unique dog. And I have to say that when the veterinarian made a miscue on her, my husband drugged me out of the veterinarian's office that night when she was put down. That vet is very lucky because at that point in time, that was my only and best friend who would have stuck by me no matter what. I mean, she and I have adventures that someone picked her up and dropped her off, and for like 3 or 4 weeks, I couldn't find her and was driving on a back road, and there she was, you know, and we reunited. And I'm sure that the house that she was staying at, the people were probably looking out the window going, oh my God, look how happy she is. Anyway, I'm going to cry because I love that dog so much. But anyway, I want to respond to a video that is talking about mistakes with livestock guardian dogs. Okay, I have a 3-month-old puppy, and he has never been exposed to any um, farm animals as far as I know. And he is being introduced to chickens that are absolutely traumatized. So I have to gain the trust of my chickens to trust me that this is okay. And they have already progressed to where they're enjoying the wooded area again. That corner right there where there's loose loose dirt to dust bath, and it's so nice, and there's a breeze, and it's just a really cool place to hang out. And that's where their play area was being made at the time that the fox started killing them there. So anyway, to me that is a huge progress for my chickens. But to the video maker talker who said that it was a huge mistake to put a fence between your livestock and your dog, or put them on leash with your livestock. They can't get to them, can't make mistakes. I would much rather my dog make mistakes behind his kennel or on leash where the timing is right. He does get off leash training. I just can't videotape everything. And the reason he is here is because of the chickens. He's not here because I just wanted a livestock guardian dog, which who wouldn't, right? He's here to protect those chickens. And if for a few weeks he has to be not in full contact with them, that's how he's going to be trained. And I can guarantee you he's not going to fail at 6 months if he's got the training at 3 months, even with fencing or a leash. I did not bring him onto a farm, ranch, homestead place that has a perimeter fence yet. I did not bring him onto a place where there were already livestock guardian dogs protecting my chickens. That's him. And he cannot fail. So, to the person that made the video, yes, had I had livestock guardian dogs, I probably wouldn't have needed him to begin with. So he is learning on his own with me. And when he's sitting in that kennel and I'm sitting in my chair and he sees me overlooking my flock and my flock coming to me and me giving them treats and them sitting around, he's absorbing that. And he's absorbing that without making a mistake to traumatize the chickens again. I told you, I hope this makes sense to at least people that understand that I kind of know what I'm doing, in a sense, in a broad spectrum, without the hands-on experience before. Because I never needed to protect them from, I didn't have that many free-ranging chickens. Now I do. And a fox den very close. Coyotes. The coyotes are very, very bad. But the problem with the fox was hunting in the morning, in the afternoon, and early evening before the chickens were going up at night. The coyote out here don't cross my property until night. The coons don't come out to kill my chickens during the day. The neighbor dogs could be loose at any time, right? So where are we left at? We're left at canines, foxes, and dogs, which traumatize my chickens during the day. I don't want my old girls to stress. I don't want my young girls to be crazy. And I've kind of lost a few of my chickens mentally because of this. And I don't like that. And for some reason, they don't kill roosters. I'm just saying. Anyway, that is my response to how I am training this little man and how I'm doing it with my chickens being the primary reason why he's here. Hugs from a distance.